After I signed, I expected a call. Not immediately, but eventually. That's what people do when they're involved in something important. They follow up, they check in. Days passed. Then weeks. Nothing. At first, I told myself that silence was a good sign. No news meant everything was fine. That's what I had always believed. If there was a problem, someone would tell me, right? I didn't want to be the kind of person who called unnecessarily. I didn't want to seem anxious, so I waited. When I finally did call the office, the receptionist answered politely. I gave my name, she paused, typed, then said the lawyer was unavailable. She asked if she could take a message. I said yes. I kept it simple. Just that I was checking in. She said someone would get back to me. They didn't. Another week passed, then another. I called again. This time, I reached voicemail. I left a message. Still calm, still respectful. Still assuming there was a reasonable explanation. I told myself he was busy, that lawyers always are. That my case was probably routine. Handled. That thought used to comfort me. Handled. But slowly it began to feel different. Handled by whom? I mentioned it to my son. He said the lawyer was probably working behind the scenes. That no call was needed. That I didn't need updates for every step. He said I should relax. That word again. Relax. It implied that my concern was unnecessary. I tried to accept that, but something felt off. I started noticing small things. Letters addressed to my son, not me. Emails I wasn't copied on. Decisions referenced that I didn't remember discussing. I asked about one of them. My son said it was minor, already taken care of. That phrase made me pause. Already taken care of. I realized then that things were moving. Without me, the lawyer still hadn't called. I wondered if I had misunderstood my role. Had I assumed I would be involved? Was that ever promised? I replayed the meetings in my head. The words he used, protect, handle, cover, none of them included inform. None included ask. One afternoon, I went by the office in person. Not to confront. Just to remind them I existed. The receptionist recognized my name. She smiled politely. Said the lawyer was in a meeting. She offered to schedule a call. I agreed. She wrote it down. Said someone would confirm. No one did. That was when the silence stopped feeling neutral. It felt intentional, not hostile. Just indifferent. And indifference cuts deeper than anger. Anger acknowledges you. Indifference erases you. I sat with that realization longer than I expected. I had trusted someone with authority over my affairs, and that authority didn't require my presence. I wasn't part of the conversation. I wasn't part of the updates. I wasn't part of the process. I had assumed representation meant inclusion. I was learning that it didn't always. The silence wasn't a mistake. It was a structure. One where I existed on paper, but not in practice. That's when I understood something important. The lawyer hadn't forgotten me. He just wasn't speaking to me. And that difference mattered. If you think stories like this should be told, you can support the channel by liking this video. If you want to keep watching, subscribe to the channel. A new episode every day. Cool doesn't always mean fair.